Hello. So being very vulnerable and honest for this week's discussion post. When I first logged on, I have salary.com for my website to look at. So when I first logged on, I felt very overwhelmed. I was really confused about exactly what was this site for. There was a lot going on. And just, I think this topic in general is pretty foreign and uncomfortable for me, just because I feel like I'm like a fake adult half the time. So things that have to deal with like money compensation and salaries and benefits and insurance and things like that, I feel like is just something that's intimidating, and I don't know as much as I probably should know. So this was actually a pretty educational process for me, and I actually got to learn a decent amount. So what resources are at the center would be useful to you as a counselor? So this salary.com had so much information, and I feel like there's so many different types of resources. So there was a lot of different ways my brain started going. I think this could be beneficial for maybe professional counselors that are interested in going into private practice. This site seemed to have options for people that were managing, maybe their own employees, being able to come up with, salary plans, compensation plans, things like that. So if you're maybe owning your private practice or having counselors work for you, that could be something that could be helpful. Understanding compensation management would be an important aspect for someone like me that doesn't really understand a lot of that. This has a lot of good information just to kind of get yourself grounded and informed a little bit better. I also think you could use this as a counselor for your clients. So if you have a client, again, it covers so many things. So if a client might be exploring their own business, a client might be facing in pay inequality. So this site also is for employees that can compare their pay and salary to maybe other like similar professions or fields with different companies. So it compares and contrasts a lot of pay, and so you can put in your information and see if it compares to other places or other companies. So then it also was interesting is it actually, if you do that, it will create a team, which it said online, like it'll help you like advocate. So creating not only like identifying if you're not being paid enough, but it'll actually help you take the steps into fighting and advocating for yourself for better pay. So again, this could be used, I think, in so many different ways. But if your clients are feeling like maybe they are not being paid enough or compensated enough, this can help them personally. It could help them in a business aspect. It could help counselors in a business aspect, or personally, like if you're working through maybe a counseling agency that you feel like you're not being compensated enough or fairly, maybe using this resources and some of these resources to help you with that. The skills necessary to develop this kind of web pages, insane technology skills, insane like connections. This database like connects so many different things, as far as like it says it connects, like it has software that connects every component seamlessly, integrates with our HR system, and ensures all efforts work together for better outcomes. That's directly from the salary.com site. So it integrates a lot of different sites and compares these things. So you'd have to be able to have all the resources and information from all of these sites, all these different companies, and all this stuff. So I think just collecting the data and information would be extremely hard. And I can't imagine this is done by a single person. This is obviously done by a team and is probably a business in itself. So this is a whole business and team, I would assume, to make this happen. Again, what is overall, so it just helps. A summary again, this was probably the hardest part to condense. I mean, it helps compare salary and overall compensation across databases. It helps advocate for pay inequalities, but it also has a lot on here just as far as like pay communications, commission administration, compensation planning. So a lot of like the compensation management and planning. lots and lots of different things. I wasn't able to log in because I don't have a login, so I also would be curious to see what this side of the website looks for those that actually have a login and can maybe access more information. But anyway, being vulnerable, yeah, this was very educational for me and a little out of my comfort zone. So hopefully this helps inform you guys a little bit more about Salary.com.